So Aztec, we're traded TSX Venture AZT and very liquid on the OTCQB AZZTF. I mention this because our current focus is on the Tombstone Silver District. This is famous for, not only the Hollywood movie documenting the lore of yesteryear with Doc Holliday and Wyatt Earp, but why were those gentlemen cleaning up the streets of Tombstone was because of the 10,000 or so population mining high-grade silver back in the 1800s. So the company is focused right now on our 85% JV interest in most of the historic privately held Tombstone patented mining claims. I'll try to emphasize this a few times in my presentation. I don't want to gloss over this. The U.S. is an excellent mining jurisdiction right now when you're dealing with federally administered land. And Arizona in particular is a top 10 mining jurisdiction in the world, according to the Fraser Institute. But drilling down a little bit more granular on the map, Cochise County, this remains a frontier land within Arizona. And in terms of permitting a mine potentially, and one of the guests here on the panel has already done it, but if you're looking at risk reward for mineral tenure globally, I think private land in Arizona would rank as maybe the best or one of the best situations to be on. So everywhere that we have drilled and explored on our Tombstone property has been on land that we own surface and mineral to. So this is a key advantage for us. We also do have 100% ownership of a large land package down in eastern Sonora State, Mexico. We are going to advance this project later this year, but in the shortness of the presentation, I will focus my remarks to the Tombstone project. And why? Well, with the gold and silver price at all-time highs, crazy all-time highs, we have been drilling some extremely compelling grades. Most recently, we reported a 57.8 meter intersection that averaged 5.72 grams gold equivalent. This is all in oxides, and this intersection started 9 meters below surface. We've also had other highlights, including 66.5 meters of 3.4 grams gold equivalent. And last year, we discovered for the first time in our drill campaign some of the real famous Tombstone silver grades, including 1.5 meters of over 7,200 grams silver equivalent. Again, very shallow. An aspect of this story that existing shareholders will be familiar with is this deeper sulfide CRD silver lead zinc style polymetallic target in the mold of the Taylor discovery. We've been talking about this for years. It is a little bit tricky to be drilling these types of targets when you're in the Bisbee sediments. We've finally cracked the code on how to get through the tough ground near surface, and we've now completed a couple of holes. One of them's in progress, and I look forward to highlighting that in a moment here. Just really quickly on our valuation, a lot of juniors have run. They've, multiplied 5, 10x's. We've done okay. I'm not happy with the share price performance here. My personal opinion is that things are undervalued when you're looking at Aztec and you look at the quality of the results that we've been producing. So I think there's a real opportunity here. Super cheap compared to a select group of peers. And just would like to highlight the institutional ownership of the name. This has really ramped up over the last couple of years. We're about 37% institutionally owned right now. And these have come in recent financings and in open market buying. So cheap market cap, we're in an excellent mining jurisdiction with both projects. Zooming in a little bit on Tombstone here, you can see we're well located, about an hour and a bit drive from Tucson. Right on trend with the famous Hermosa Taylor discovery. Obviously a huge success in 2015 on the discovery to a $1.8 billion takeout at a time when really nobody cared about mining outside of exceptional discoveries. So we have what we believe to be a similar sulfide style target. A little bit more of a zoom into our property. So this outline is our private land package. Surrounding this private land package is additional private land that can potentially be acquired, so something that we're investigating. Notice the mining symbols on this map. So these are denoting the historic high-grade silver mines of the Tombstone district. If you look closely where it says main pit, there are 4 mining symbols in a row. So that's actually a 4-compartment shaft. It's 32 feet by 32 feet wide. Robert's seen it. It goes down about 1,000 feet, 10 levels of mining. And this is where it is believed that most of the historic 32 million ounces of high-grade silver production emanated from. Notice there's some disturbance on top of that mine and a yellow dashed line. So that's a 1970s, 80s era open pit, one of the first heap leaches to be in production in the southwest of the US. And so this has been the focus of our exploration, is to drill over the last 6 years to see, can we expand on this shallow, oxidized, potentially open pit, heap leachable mineralization. And the reason that we're interested in this target is the typical open pit heap leach grade in the US is around 0.5 gram gold on average. Our last 6-year results are multiples of this in several holes. We know that there were solid recoveries of metal in these rudimentary days of heap leaching. We believe that these can be improved upon. And so to date, we've drilled, I just updated my notes after speaking with the geos. We're now at 18,300 meters and 113 holes. Only 2 dusters out of that whole database. So I don't mean to jinx ourselves, but we have a very robust exploration model that's primarily driven by maps and 3D mock-ups of the underground workings, stopes, and geology. So we have 140, 50 years of mining history to draw from when we're targeting. And we really haven't found the limits of the mineralization. So to that end, we have initiated a 12,000 meter drill program that's now underway. We've drilled 45 holes, and to date we have announced the results of 29. That means that we have 16 holes pending release in the lab. Drill results are our catalyst, and so we have catalysts coming in spades over the next few weeks and months. And the shallow results speak for themselves. I mean, I highlighted the 57.8 meters of over 7 grams gold equivalent, 400 grams silver equivalent. That obviously changes day to day now rapidly with the way silver's going, but you can see we have a shallow footprint of high-grade gold and silver mineralization in oxides, almost 1 kilometer in strike length now. We think it grows in several compass directions. Here's our highlight reel of our top 11, 12 holes. This is a non-43-101 compliant metric, but if you look at grade thickness on a gold equivalent basis, we now have 5 holes over 200 gram meters, 1 over 300, several over 150, and even more over 100. So out of our 113 holes, 1 out of every 10 roughly hits something pretty spectacular. A CRD discovery, or a polymetallic sulfide discovery in a district like this, what could it mean? It could be a massive re-rating, even in the absence of a bull market, as is what happened in Arizona Mining's case. Why are we so interested in promoting this and suggesting that we have sulfide potential at depth? Well, some previous operators have drilled sulfide mineralization at depth at Tombstone. Very, very limited drilling. It was to the north end of the pit, but Santa Fe in 1989, at the end of that arrow on my map slide here, hits 7 meters of 9.1% lead zinc, 0.6 copper, and 1 ounce of silver. Now, nobody's done any deep drilling since then until we've been doing it over the past couple of months. And what are we drilling into? Well, we're drilling into a natural source AMT conductivity target at the same depth and horizon as that historic Santa Fe intersection. And so this is an appropriate place to come up with a conclusion to my presentation. This is potentially the most exciting aspect of the project. We have, for the first time, cracked the code on how to actually drill that deep without breaking the bank. We do this through a combination of RC, reverse circulation pre-collar, and then bringing in a core rig to go down the casing and resume core drilling. So first hole we completed was TC-2503. This is in the lab now. A very interesting mineralization down this hole. This was more of a confirmation hole of the historic hole T8 drilled by Santa Fe and more proof of our drilling method. It worked. We got it over 700 meters. Once we got through that tough Bisbee group formation, it started drilling like a dream, stick rock coming out of the core barrel. And similarly, hole TC-2504, so this is going into our 2-dimensional projection of the NSAMT target. So this is underway right now. All I can say on this is that we're 400 meters into the target. It looks mineralized, and we're looking to go another 600 to 800 feet at the very least with this hole. So we're very happy with how it's looking. Obviously, no assays, but the alteration looks very strong, and we think we're going to go deeper than we had initially planned on this hole. So quite an important target for us as we advance the open pit heap leach potential of this as well. So that's my 10 minutes. We're a 70 million market cap. We're in the most mining-friendly portion of Arizona. Cochise County is fantastic. Would love to show anybody the project if you're down there. So please feel free to get in touch. We're probably going to have a site tour in April. And thank you very much for attending Robert's panel, and thanks for inviting me.